In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me, you say it wearies you. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want-wit sadness makes of me that I have much ado to know myself.
Your mind is tossing on the ocean. Believe me, madame, had I such venture forth, the better part of my affections would be with my hopes abroad. I should be still plucking the grass to know where sits the wind. But tell not me. I know Antonio is sad to think upon her merchandise.
Believe me, no. I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place. Nor is my whole estate upon the fortunes of this present year. Therefore my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why, then you are in love?
Fie. I.
Not in love, neither. Then let us say you are sad because you are not merry. And 'twas easy for you to laugh and leap and say you are merry because you are not sad. Now by two-headed Janus, nature hath framed strange fellows in her time. Here comes Bassanio, your most noble kingsmen, Gratiano and Lorenzo. Fare ye well. I leave you now with better company. I would have stayed till I had made you merry if worthier friends had not prevented me.
Your worth is very dear in my regard. I take it your own business calls on you, and you embrace the occasion to depart.
Good morrow, my good lords.
You look not well, Madam Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do buy it with much care. Believe me, you are marvellously changed.
I hold the world but as the world, Gratiano. A stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one.
Let me play the fool. With mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster? Sleep when he wakes and creep into the jaundice by being peevish? I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and it is my love that speaks. There are a sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and do a wilful stillness entertain, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit. O my Antonio, I do know of these that therefore are only are reputed wise, for saying nothing, when I am very sure, if they should speak, would almost damn those ears, which, hearing them, would call their brothers fools. I'll tell thee more of this another time, but fish not with this melancholy bait, for this fool gudgeon this opinion. Come, good Lorenzo, fare you well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner.
Well, we will leave you then till dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Gratiano never lets me speak.
Well, keep me company but 2 years more, thou shalt know the sound of thine own tongue.
Farewell. I'll grow a talker for this gear.
Thanks, i'faith, for silence is only commendable in a neat's tongue dried and a maid not vendible.
Is that anything now?
Gratiano speaks an infinite deal of nothing, more than any man in all Venice. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hid in 2 bushels of chaff. You shall seek all day ere you find them, and when you have them, they're not worth the search.
Oh, well. Well, tell me now, what lady is the same, to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage, that you today promised to tell me of?
'Tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate by something showing a more swelling port than my faint means would grant continuance. Or nor do I now make moan to be abridged from such a noble rate, but my chief care is to come off fairly from the great debts wherein my time something too prodigal hath left me gauged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most, in money and in love. And from your love, I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear of the debts I owe.
I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. And if it stand as you yourself still do within the eye of honour, be assured, my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasion.
In my school days, when I had lost one shaft, I shot his fellow of the self-same flight, the self-same way, with more advised watch to find the other fourth, and by adventuring both, I oft found both. I urge this childhood proof, because what follows is pure innocence. I owe you much, and like a wilful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if it please you, to shoot another arrow that self-way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim, or to find both, or bring your latter hazard back again, and thankfully rest debtor for the first.
You know me well, and herein spend but time to wind about my love with circumstance. And out of doubt, you do me now more wrong in making question of my uttermost, than if you had made waste of all I have. Then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am pressed unto it. Therefore speak.
In Belmont is a lady richly left, and she is fair, and fairer than that word, of wondrous virtues. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages. Her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus' Portia.
Wow.
Nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the four winds blow in from every coast renowned suitors. Had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, I have a mind presages me such thrift that I should questionlessly be fortunate.
Thou knowest that all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Therefore go forth. Try what my credit can in Venice do. That shall be racked even to the uttermost to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. So, presently inquire, and so will I, where money is, and I no question make to have it of my trust or for my sake.
By my troth, Nerissa, my little body is aweary of this great world.
You would be, sweet madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. And yet, for aught I see, they are as sick that surfeit with too much as they that starve with nothing. It is no mean happiness, therefore, to be seated in the mean. Superfluity comes sooner by white hairs, but competency lives longer.
Good sentences and well pronounced.
They would be better if well followed.
If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches and poor men's cottages princes' palaces. I can easier teach 20 what were good to be done than to be one of 20 to follow mine own teaching. The brain may devise laws for the blood, but a hot temper leaps o'er the cold decree. Such a hair is madness the youth, to skip o'er the message of good counsel the cripple. But this reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband. Oh me, the word choose. I may neither choose whom I would, nor refuse whom I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose one nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. Therefore, the lottery that he hath devised in these 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you, will no doubt never be chosen by any rightly, but one who shall rightly love. But what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that are already come?
I pray thee, overname them, and as thou namest them, I shall describe them, and, according to my description, level and my affection.
First, there is the Neapolitan prince.
Aye, there's a colt indeed, for he doth nothing but talk of his horse, and he makes it a great appropriation to his own good parts that he can shoe him himself. I am much afeard, my lady, his mother played false with the smith.
Then there is the County Palatine.
He doth nothing but frown, as who should say, you shall not have me choose. He hears merry tales, and he smiles not. I fear he will prove to be the weeping philosopher when he grows old, being so full of unmannerly sadness in his youth. I had rather be married to a death's head with a bone in his mouth than either of these. God, protect me from these two.
how say you by the French lord, Monsieur le Bon?
God made him, and therefore let him pass for a man. In truth, I know it is a sin to be a mocker, but why, he hath a horse better than the Neapolitans, a better bad habit of frowning than the county palatine. He is every man in no man. If a throstle sing, he falls straight a capering. He will fence with his own shadow. If I should marry him, I should marry 20 husbands. If he would despise me, I would forgive him. For if he loved me to madness, I could never requite him.
Well, how like you the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew?
Very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk. When he is best, he is worse than a man, and when he is worst, he is little better than a beast. And the worst falls ever fell, I hope to make shift and to go without them.
If he should offer to choose, and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will if you should refuse to accept him.
Therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray thee, set a glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. For the devil being within, and that temptation without, I know he will choose it. I will do anything, Nerissa, ere I be married to a sponge.
You need not fear, lady, the having any of these lords. They have acquainted me with their determinations, which is indeed to return to their home and to trouble you with no more suit, unless you may be won by some other sort than your father's imposition depending on the caskets.
If I live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die as chaste as Diana, unless I be obtained by the manner of my father's will. I am glad this parcel of wooers are so reasonable, for there is not one among them but I dote on his very absence, and I pray God grant them a fair departure.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar and a soldier that came hither in the company of the Marquis of Montferrat?
Yes, it was Bassanio. Oh, so I think he was called.
True, madam. He, of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon, was the best deserving a fair lady.
I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. But now what news?
The four strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave, and there is a forerunner come from a fifth, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word the prince his master will be here tonight.
If I could bid the fifth welcome with so good a heart as I can bid the other four farewell, I should be glad of his approach. If he had the condition of a saint and the complexion of the devil, I had rather he should shrive me than wive me. Come, Nerissa, whilst we shut the gates upon one wooer, another knocks on the door.
3,000 ducats. Well,
I said for 3 months,
for 3 months. Well,
for the which, as I told you, Antonio should be bound.
Antonio shall become bound. Well,
May you stead me? Will you pleasure me? Shall I know your answer?
3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio bound.
Your answer to that?
Antonio is a good woman.
Have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
No. My meaning in saying she is a good woman is to have you understand me that she is sufficient. Yet her means are in supposition. She hath an argosy bound to Tripoli, another to the Indies. I understand, moreover, upon the Rialto, she hath a third at Mexico, a fourth for England, and other ventures she hath squandered abroad. But ships are but boards, sailors but men. There are land rats and water rats, water thieves and land thieves, I mean pirates. And then there is the peril of water winds and rocks. The woman is, notwithstanding, sufficient. 3,000 ducats. I think I may take her bond.
Oh, be assured you may.
I will be assured I may, and that I may be assured I will bethink me. May I speak with Antonio?
If it please you to dine with us?
Oh, yes, to smell pork, to eat of the habitation which your prophet the Nazarite conjured the devil into. I will buy with you. sell with you, talk with you, walk with you, and so following. But I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. What news on the Rialto? Who is she comes here?
This is Madame Antonio.
How like a fawning publican she looks. I hate her, for she is a Christian, but more for that in low simplicity she lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. If I can catch her but once upon the hip, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear her. She hates our sacred nation, and she rails, even there where merchants most do congregate, on me. My bargains, and my well-won thrift, which she calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive her.
Sherlock, do you hear?
No, I am debating on my present store. By the near guess of my memory, I cannot instantly raise up the gross of full 3,000 ducats. What of that? Tubal, a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, will furnish me. But soft. How many months did you desire? Oh, rest your fair good, madame. Your worship was the last woman in our mouth.
Shylock, although I neither lend nor borrow by taking nor by giving of excess, yet to supply the right wants of my friend, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed how much you would?
Aye, 3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months?
I had forgot. 3 months, you told me so. Well then, your bond, and let me see. But hear you. Methought you said you never lend nor borrow upon advantage.
I do never use it.
When Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep, this Jacob from our holy Abraham was, as his wife and wise mother wrought in his behalf, the third possessor, he was the third.
And what of him? Did he take interest?
No, not take interest, not as you would say directly interest, but mark what Jacob did. When Laban and himself were compromised that all the inlings which were streaked and pied should fall as Jacob's hire, the ewes being rank in the end of autumn turned to the rams, and when the work of generation was between these woolly breeders in the act, the skillful shepherd peeled me certain wands, and in the doing of the deed of kind he stuck them up before the fulsome ewes, which then, conceiving, did in evening time 4 party-coloured lambs, and those were Jacob's. This was a way to thrive, and he was blessed, and thrift is blessing, if men steal it not.
This was a venture, sir, that Jacob served for. A thing not in his power to bring to pass, but swayed and fashioned by the hand of heaven. Was this inserted to make interest good? Rams.
I cannot tell. I make it breeders' fast. But note me, Madame Antonio.
Mark you this, Bassanio, the devil can cite scripture for his purpose. An evil soul producing holy witness is like a villain with a smiling cheek. A goodly apple rotten at the heart. Oh, what a goodly outside falsehood hath.
3,000 ducats. 'Tis a good round sum. 3 months from 12 then. Let me see the rate.
Old Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Madame Antonio, many a time and oft in the Rialto you have rated me about my monies and my usances. Still, I have borne it with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spit upon my Jewish gabardine, and all for use of that which is mine own. Well then, it now appears you need my help. Go to them. You come to me, you say, Shylock, we would have monies. You say so. You, that did void your ruin upon my beard, and foot me as you spurn a stranger cur over your threshold. Money is your suit. What should I say to you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Is it possible a cur can lend 3,000 ducats? Or shall I bend low in a bondsman's key, with bated breath and whispering humbleness, say this, fair sir? You spit on me on Wednesday last, you spurned me such a day, another time you called me dog, and for these courtesies I'll lend you thus much money.
I am as like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends, for when did friendship take a breed for barren metal of his friend? But lend it rather to thine enemy, who, if he break, thou mayest with better face exact the penalty.
Why, look how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames that you have stained me with. Supply your present wants, and take no doit of usance for my monies. And you'll not hear me? This is kind I offer.
This what kindness?
The kindness of this will I show. Go with me to a notary, seal me there your single bond, and in a merry sport, if you repay me not on such a day, in such a place, such sums or sums as are expressed in the condition, let the forfeit fall upon a pound of your fair flesh, to be cut off and taken in what part of your body pleaseth me.
Content, in faith. I'll seal to such a bond, and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal to such a bond for me, but rather dwell in necessity.
Why, fear not, man. I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond.
Oh, Father Abraham, what these Christians are, whose own hard dealings teaches them suspect the thoughts of others. Pray you, tell me this. If she should break her day, what should I gain by the exaction of this forfeiture? A pound of woman's flesh taken from a woman is not so estimable, profitable neither, as flesh of muttons, beef, or goats. I say, to buy your favor, I extend this friendship. If she will take it, so. If not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Yes, Shylock, I will seal unto this bond.
Then meet me forthwith at the notary's. Give him direction of this merry bond, and I will go and purse the ducat straight. See to my house, left in the fearful guard of an unthrifty knave, and presently I will be with you.
Hie thee, gentle Jew. The Hebrew will turn Christian, he grows kind.
I like not fair terms in a villain's mind.
Come on. In this there can be no dismay. My ships come home 1 month before the day.
In terms of choice, I am not solely led by nice direction of a maiden's eyes. Besides, the lottery of my destiny bars me the right of voluntary choosing. But if my father had not scanted me and hedged me by his wit to yield myself his wife to who wins me by the means I told you, yourself, renowned prince, then stood as fair as any comer I have looked on yet for my affection.
Even for that I thank you. Therefore I pray you, lead me to the caskets to try my fortune, But alas the while. If Hercules and Lycus play a dice which is the better man, the better throw may turn by fortune from the weaker hand. So was Alcides beaten by his page, and so may I, blind fortune leading me, this that which one unworthier may attain, and die with grieving.
you must take your chance, and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose, if you choose wrong, never to speak to lady afterward in way of marriage. Therefore be advised.
No, will not. Come, bring me on to my chance.
And first, forward to the temple. After dinner your hazard shall be made.
Good fortune, then, to make me blessed or cursed amongst men.
Certainly my conscience will serve me to run from this Jew, my master. The fiend is at mine elbow, and tempts me, saying to me, Gobbo, Lancelot Gobbo, good Lancelot, or good Gobbo, or good Lancelot Gobbo. Use your legs, take the start, run away. My conscience says, no! Take heed, honest Lancelot! Take heed, honest Gobbo! Or, as aforesaid, honest Lancelot Gobbo, do not run! Scorn running with thy heels! Well, the most courageous fiend bids me pack. There, says the fiend. Away, says the fiend. For the heavens rouse up a brave mind, says the fiend. And run! Well, my conscience hanging about the neck of my heart says very wisely to me, my honest friend Lancelot, being an honest man's son, or rather an honest woman's son, for indeed my father did something smack, something grow too. He had a kind of taste. Well, my conscience says, Lancelot, budge not, budge, says the fiend. Budge not, says my conscience. Conscience, say I, you counsel well. Fiend, say I, you counsel well. To be ruled by my conscience, I should stay with the Jew, my master, who, God bless the mark, is a kind of devil. And to run away from the Jew, I should be ruled by the fiend, who, saving your reverence, is the devil himself. Certainly the Jew is the devil incarnal, and in my conscience is but a kind of hard conscience, to offer to counsel me to stay with the Jew. The fiend gives more friendly counsel. I will run, fiend. My heels are at your command. I will run.
Signor Bassanio,
Gratiano,
I have a suit to you.
you have obtained it.
You must not deny me. I must go with you to Belmont.
Why then you must. But hear thee, Gratiano. Thou art too wild, too rude and bold of voice. Parts that become thee happily enough, and in such eyes as ours appear not false. But where thou art not known, why there they show something too liberal. Pray thee, take pain to lay with some cold drops of modesty thy skipping spirit, lest through thy wild behaviour I be misconstrued in the place I go to, and lose my hopes.
Signor Bassanio, hear me. If I do not put on a sober habit, talk with respect, and swear but now and then, wear prayer books in my pocket, look demurely, nay more, while grace is saying, hood mine eyes thus with my hat, and sigh and say amen. Use all the observance of civility, like one well studied in a sad ostent to please his grandam. Never trust me more.
Well, we shall see your bearing.
Nay, but I bar tonight. You shall not gauge me by what we do tonight.
No, that were pity. I would entreat you rather to put on your boldest suit of mirth, for we have friends that purpose merriment. But very well, I have some business.
And I must to Lorenzo and the rest, but we will visit you at supper time.
I'm sorry thou wilt leave my father so. Our house is hell, and thou a merry devil did rob it of some taste of tediousness. But fare thee well. There is a ducat for thee. And Lancelot, soon at supper thou shalt see Lorenzo, who is thy new master's guest. Give him this letter. Do it secretly. And so farewell. I will not have my father see me talk with thee.
Adieu. Tears exhibit my tongue, most beautiful pagan, most sweet Jew. If a Christian did not play the knave and get thee, I am much deceived. But adieu. These foolish drops do something drown my manly spirit. Adieu.
Farewell, good Lancelot. Alack, what heinous sin is it for me to be ashamed to be my father's child? But though I am a daughter of his blood, I am not to his manners. Oh, Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end this strife, becoming a Christian and thy loving wife.
Nay, we will slink away in supper time, disguise us at my lodging, and return all in an hour.
We have not made good preparation.
You have not spoke us yet of torchbearers.
It is now but 4 o'clock. We have 2 hours to furnish us. Ah, friend Lancelot, what's the news?
And it shall please you to break up this. It shall seem to signify.
I know the hand. In faith, 'tis a fair hand, and whiter than the paper it writ on is the fair hand that writ.
Love news in faith.
By your leave, sir.
Whither goest thou?
Marry, sir, to bid my old master the Jew to sup tonight with my new master the Christian.
Hold here. Take this. Tell gentle Jessica, I will not fail her. Speak it privately. Go, gentlemen. Will you prepare you for this mass tonight? I'm provided of a torchbearer.
Aye, marry. I'll be gone about it straight.
Meet me and Gratiano's some island.
'Tis good we do so.
Was not that letter from fair Jessica?
I must needs tell thee all. She hath directed how I shall take her from her father's house, what gold and jewels she is furnished with, what pages' suits she hath in readiness. If e'er the Jew her father come to heaven, it will be for his gentle daughter's sake. And never dare misfortune cross her foot, unless she do it under this excuse, that she is issue to a faithless Jew. Come, go with me, peruse this as thou goest. Fair Jessica shall be my torchbearer.
Well, thou shalt see. Thy eye shall be thy judge. The difference of old Shylock and Bassanio. What, Jessica? Thou shalt not gourmandize as thou hast done with me. What, Jessica, and sleep and snore and rend apparel out? Why, Jessica, I say.
Why, Jessica?
Who bid thee call? I did not bid thee call.
Your worship was wont to tell me that I could do nothing without bidding.
Call you? What is your...
I am bid forth to supper, Jessica. There are my keys, but wherefore should I go? I am not bid for love. They flatter me, but yet I'll go in hate to feed upon the prodigal Christian. Jessica, my girl, look to my house. I am right loath to go. There is some ill brewing toward my rest, for I did dream of money bags this night.
I beseech you, sir, go. My young master doth expect your reproach.
So do I, his.
And they have conspired together. I will not say you shall see a mask, but if you do, and it was not for nothing that my nose fell a bleeding on Black Monday, last at 6 o'clock in the morning. Falling out that year on Ash Wednesday was 4 year in the afternoon.
What? Are they masks? Hear you me, Jessica. Lock up my doors, and when you hear the drum and the vile squealing of the wry-necked fife, clamber not you up the casements then, nor thrust your head into the public street to gaze on Christian fools with varnished faces, but stop my house's ears. I mean my casements. Let not the sound of shallow foppery enter my sober house. By Jacob's staff, I swear I have no mind of feasting forth tonight. But I will go. Go you before me, sirrah. Say I will come.
I will go before, sir. Mistress, look out the window for all this. There will come a Christian boy, will be worth a Jew's eye.
What says the fool of Hagar's offspring, huh?
Farewell, mistress, nothing else.
The patch is kind enough, but a huge feeder. Snail slow in profit, and he sleeps by day more than a wild cat. Drones hive not with me. Therefore I part with him, and part with him to one that would help him waste his borrowed purse. Well, Jessica, go in. Perhaps I will return immediately. Do as I bid you. Shut doors after you. Fast bind, fast find, a proverb never stale in thrifty mind.
Farewell. And if my fortune be not crossed, I have a father. You, a daughter lost.
This is the penthouse under which Lorenzo desired us to make stand.
His hour is almost past.
And it is marvel he outdwells his hour, for lovers ever run before the clock.
Sweet friends, your patience for my long abode, not I, but my affairs have made you wait. When you shall please to play the thieves for wives, I'll watch as long for you then. Approach, here dwells my father Jew. Ho, who's within?
Who are you? Tell me, for more certainly I'll bet I swear that I do know your tongue.
Lorenzo, and I love.
Lorenzo, certain am I love indeed, for who I love so much. And now who knows but you, Lorenzo, whether I am yours?
Heaven and thy thoughts are witness that thou art.
I will make fast these doors and gild myself with some more ducats and be with you straight.
Now, by my hood, a gentile and no Jew.
Beshrew me, but I love her heartily, for she is wise, if I can judge of her, and fair she is, if that mine eyes be true. And true she is, as she hath proved herself, and therefore, like herself, wise, fair, and true, shall she be placed in my constant soul. What, art thou come? On, gentlemen, away, our masking mates by this time for a stay.
Who's there?
Madam Antonio.
Fie, fie, Gratiano. Where are all the rest? 'Tis 9 o'clock, our friends all stay for you. No mask tonight, the wind is come about. Bassanio presently will go aboard. I have sent 20 out to seek for you.
I am glad on it. I desire no more delight than to be under sail and gone tonight.
Go, draw aside the curtains and discover the several caskets to this noble prince. Now make your choice.
The first of gold, who this inscription bears, who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. The second, silver, which this promise carries, who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. This third, dull lead, with warning all as blunt, who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. How shall I know which if I do choose the right?
The one of them contains my picture, Prince. If you choose that, then I am yours withal.
So God direct my judgment. Let me see. I will survey the inscriptions back again. Who says this leaden casket? Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. Must give? For what? For lead? Hazard for lead? This casket threatens. Men that hazard all do it in hope of fair advantages. A golden mine stoops not to shows of dross. I'll then nor give nor hazard aught for lead. What says the silver of a virgin hue? Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. As much as he deserves. Was there, Morocco, and weigh thy value with an even hand. If thou beest rated by thy estimation, thou dost deserve enough. And yet enough may not extend so far as to the lady. And yet to be afeard of my deserving were but a weak disabling of myself. As much as I deserve, why that's the lady. I do in birth deserve her, and in fortune, in graces, and in qualities of breeding. But more than these, in love I do deserve. What if I strayed no further, but chose here? Let's see once more the saying engraved in gold. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. Why, that's the lady! All the world desires her. From the four corners of the earth they come to kiss this shrine, this mortal breathing shame. The Hyrcanian deserts and the vastly wilds of wide Arabia are as thoroughfares now for princes to come view fair Portia. The watery kingdom, whose ambitious head spits in the face of heaven, is no bar to stop the foreign spirits, but they come as o'erflook to see fair Portia. One of these three contains a heavenly picture. It's like that lead contains her. 'Twere damnation to think so base a thought. It were too gross to rib her sackcloth in the obscure grave. Or shall I think in silver she's immured? Being 10 times undervalued, the tried gold? Oh, sinful thought. No, never so rich a gem was set in worse than gold. They have in England a coin that bears the figure of an angel stamped in gold, but that's insculpted upon. But here, an angel in a golden bed lies within. Deliver me the key. Here do I choose and thrive I as I may.
There, take it, Prince, and if my form lie there, then I am yours.
Oh, hell. What have we here? The carrion death, within whose empty eye there is a written scroll. I'll read the writing. All that glitters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Gilded tombs do worms enfold. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs, in judgment old, your answer has not been inscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is gold. Gold indeed, and favor lost. Then, farewell heat and welcome frost. Pursuer, I have to grieve the heart to make a tedious leave. Thus, losers part.
A gentle riddance. Draw the curtains, go. Let all of his demeanour choose me so.
Why, man, I saw Bassanio under sail. With him is Ciano gone along, and in their ship I am sure Lorenzo is not.
The villain Jew with outcries raised, the Duke, who went with him to search Bassanio's ship.
He came too late. The ship was under sail, but there the Duke was given to understand that in a gondola were seen together Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica. Bassanio certified the Duke they were not with Bassanio in her ship.
I never heard a passion so confused, so strange, outrageous, and so variable, as the dog Jew did utter in the street, "My daughter! Oh, my ducats! Oh, my daughter! Fled with a Christian! Oh, my Christian ducats! Justice! The law! My ducats and my daughter!"
Why, all the boys in Venice follow him, crying, "His stones, his daughter, and his ducats!"
Let good Antonio look she keep her day, or she shall pay for this.
Mary, well remembered. I reasoned with a Frenchman yesterday who told me in the narrow seas that part the French and English, there miscarried a vessel of our country richly fraught. I thought upon Antonio when he told me, and wished in silence that it were not hers.
You are best to tell Antonio what you hear, yet do not suddenly, for it may grieve her.
A kinder gentlewoman treads not the earth. I saw Bassanio and Antonio part. Bassanio told her he would make some speed of his return, put his hand behind her, and with affection wondrous sensible, she wrung Bassanio's hand, and so they parted.
I think she only loves for the world for him. I pray thee, let us go and find her out, and quicken her embraced heaviness with some delight or other.
Do we so?
Behold, there stand the caskets, noble prince. If you choose that wherein I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. But if you fail, without more speech, my lord, you must be gone from hence immediately.
And so have I addressed me. Fortune now to my heart's hope, gold, silver, and base lead. Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. You shall look fairer ere I give or hazard. What says the golden chest? Ha, let me see. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. What many men desire? What many may be meant by the full multitude, who that choose by show, not learning more than the fond eye doth teach, which prize not to the interior, but like the martlet builds in the weather on the outward wall, even in the force and the road of casualty. I will not choose what many men desire, because I will not jump with common spirits and rank me with barbarous multitudes. Why, then, to thee, thou silver treasure house, tell me once more what title thou dost bear. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. And well said too. For who shall go about to cozen fortune and be honourable without the stamp of merit? Let none presume to wear an undeserved dignity. Oh, that estates, degrees, and offices were not derived corruptly, and that clear honour were purchased by the merit of the wearer. How many men should cover that stand bare? How many be commanded that command? How much low peasantry would then be gleaned for the true seed of honour, and how much honour picked from the chaff and ruin of the times to be new varnished? Well, but to my choice. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. I assume desert. Give me the key for this, and I will instantly unlock my fortunes here.
Too long a pause for that which you find there.
What's here? The portrait of a blinking idiot presenting me a schedule? I will read it. How much unlike art thou to Portia? How much unlike my hopes and my deservings? Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. Did I not deserve no more than a fool's head? Is that my prize? Are my deserts no better?
To offend and judge are distinct offices and of opposed natures.
What is here? The fire 7 times tried this, 7 times tried that judgment is, that did never choose amiss. Some there be that shadows kiss, such have but the shadow's bliss. There be fools alive, I wis, silvered o'er, and so was this. Take what wife you will to bed, I will ever be your head. So be gone, you are sped, still more fool shall I appear by the time I linger here. With one fool's head I came to woo, but go away with 2. Sweet adieu. I'll keep my oath patiently to bear my wrath.
Thus has the candle singed them off. Oh, these deliberate fools! When they do choose, they have their wisdom by their wit to lose.
The ancient saying is no heresy. Hanging and wiving goes by destiny. Oh, madam, there is alighted at your gate a young Venetian, one that comes before to signify the approaching of his lord, from whom he bringeth sensible regreets, to wit, besides commends and courteous breath, gifts of rich value. Yet I have not seen so likely an ambassador of love. A day in April never came so sweet to show how costly summer was at hand, as this forespur comes before his lord.
No more, I pray thee. I am half afeard thou wilt say anon he is some kin to thee. Thou spendest such high day wit in praising him. Come, come, Nerissa, for I long to see quick Cupid's post that comes so mannerly.
Now, what news on the Rialto?
Why, yet it lives unchecked that Antonio hath a ship of rich lading wrecked on the narrow seas, the Goodwins, I think they call the place, a very dangerous flat and fatal, where the carcasses of many a tall ship lie buried, as they say, if my gossip report be an honest woman of her word.
Why, the end is she hath lost the ship.
I would it might prove the end of her losses.
Let me say amen betimes, lest the devil cross my path. So here he comes in the likeness of the moon. How now, Shylock? What news among the merchants?
You know, none so well. None so well as you of my daughter's flight. She is damned for it. I own flesh and blood to rebel. I say my daughter is my flesh and blood.
There is more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory, more between your bloods than there is between red wine and Rhenish. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio hath had any loss at sea or no?
There I have another bad match. A bankrupt, a prodigal, who dare scarce show her face on the Rialto. A beggar that was used to come so smug upon the mart. Let her look to her bond. She was wont to call me usurer. Let her look to her bond. She was wont to lend money for Christian courtesy. Let her look to her bond.
Why, I am sure if she forfeit, thou will not take her flesh. What's that good for?
To bait fish withal. If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. She hath disgraced me, and hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heated mine enemies, and what's her reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands? Organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions, fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warm and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. So if a Christian wrong a Jew, what is his sufferance to be? By Christian example. Revenge. The villainy you teach me, I shall execute, and it shall go hard. But I will better the instruction.
Here comes another of the tribe. A third cannot be matched unless the devil himself turn Jew.
How now, Tubal? What news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter?
I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her.
Why? There, there. The diamond gone. Cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. I never felt it till now. 2,000 ducats in that and other precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot and the jewels in her ear. But she were hearsed at my foot and the ducats in her coffin. No news of them. Why so? And I know not what is spent in the search. Why thou? Loss upon loss. The thief gone with so much, and so much to find the thief, and no satisfaction, no revenge, no knowing luck stirring but what lights on my shoulders, no sighs but of my breathing, no tears but of my shedding.
Yes, other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa.
What? Ill luck? Ill luck?
Hath an argosy cast away coming from Tripoli.
I thank God. I thank God. It's true.
I spoke with some sailors that escaped the wreck.
I thank thee, good Tubal. Good news. Good news.
I pray you tarry. Pause a day or two before you hazard, for in choosing wrong, I lose your company. Therefore forbear a while. There's something tells me, but it is not love. I would not lose you, and you know yourself hate counsels not in such a quality. But lest you should not understand me well, and yet a maiden hath no tongue but thought, I would detain you here some month or two before you venture for me. I could teach you how to choose right, but then I am forsworn, so I will never be. So you may miss me, but if you do, you'll make me wish a sin that I had been forsworn. Beshrew your eyes, they have overlooked me and divided me. One half me is yours, the other half yours. Mine own, I would say, but if mine, then yours, and so all yours. All these naughty times that put bars between the owner and their rights. And so, though yours, not yours. Prove it so. Let fortune go to hell for it, not I. I speak too long, but it is to appease the time, to eke it, and to draw it out in length, to stay you from election.
Let me choose, for as I am, I live upon the rack.
Upon the rack, Bassanio, then confess what treason is there mingled with your love.
None but that ugly treason of mistrust, which makes me fear the enjoying of my love. There may as well be amity in life between snow and fire, as treason and my love.
Aye, but I fear you do speak upon the rack, where men in force do speak anything.
Promise me life, and I'll confess the truth.
Well then, confess and live.
Confess and love had been the very sum of my confession. Oh, happy torment, when my torturer doth give me answers for deliverance. But let me to my fortune and the caskets.
Away then. I am locked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out.
So may the outward shows be least themselves. The world is still deceived with ornament. Thus ornament is but a guiled shore to a most dangerous sea. In a word, the seeming truth which cunning times puts on to entrap the wisest. Therefore, thou gaudy gold, hard food for Midas, I will none of thee, nor none of thee. Thou pale and common drudge between man and man. But thou meagre lead which rather threatenest than dost promise aught, thy paleness moves me more than eloquence. And here choose I. Joy be the consequence.
All the other passions fleet to air as doubtful thoughts and rash embrace despair and shuddering fear and green-eyed jealousy. O love, be moderate, ally thy ecstasy. In measure reign thy joy, scant this excess. I feel too much, my blessing make it less, for I fear suffice.
What find I here? Fair Portia's counterfeit. Oh, what demigod hath come so near creation? Here are severed lips, parted with sugar breath. So sweet a bar should sunder such sweet friends. But her eyes! How could he see to make them? Having made one, methinks it should have power to steal both his and leave itself unfurnished. Yet look how far the substance of my praise doth wrong this shadow in underprizing it. So far the shadow doth limp behind the substance. Here's the scroll, continent and summary of my fortune. You that choose not by the view, chance as fair and choose as true. Since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. If you be well pleased with this, and hold your fortune for your bliss, and you where your lady is, claim her with a loving kiss. A gentle scroll. Fair lady, by your leave, I come by notes to give and to receive. Like one of two contending in a prize, that thinks he hath done well in people's eyes, hearing applause and universal shout, giddy in spirit, still gazing in a doubt, whether these pearls of praise be his or no. So, thrice fair lady, stand I even so, as doubtful whether what I see be true, until confirmed, signed, ratified by you.
You see me, Lord Bassanio, where I stand, such as I am. Though for myself alone I would not be ambitious in my wish to wish myself much better, yet for you I would be trebled 20 times myself, 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich, that only to stand high in your account I might in virtue, beauties, livings, friends exceed account. But the full sum of me is the sum of something, which to term in growth is an unlessoned girl, unschooled, unpractised. Happy in this, she is not yet so old, but she may learn. Happier than this, she is not bred so dull, but she can learn. Happiest of all is that her gentle spirit commits itself to yours to be directed, as from her lord, her governor, her king. Myself and what is mine to you and yours is now converted. But now I was lord of this fair mansion, master of my servants, queen o'er myself, and even now, but now, this house, these servants, and this same myself are yours, my lord. I give them with this ring, which when you part from lose or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love, and be my vantage to exclaim on you.
Madam, you have bereft me of all words. Only my blood speaks to you in my veins, and there is such confusion in my bowels as after some oration fairly spoke by a beloved prince, there doth appear amongst the buzzing pleased multitude, where every something, being blent together, turns to a wild of nothing, save of joy, expressed and not expressed. But when this ring parts from this finger, then parts life from hence. Oh, then be bold to say, Bassanio's dead.
My lord and lady, it is now our time that have stood by and seen our wishes prosper, to cry, good joy, my lord and lady.
My lord Bassanio and my gentle lady, I wish you all the joy that you can wish, for I am sure you can wish none from me. And when your honours mean to solemnize the bargain of your faith, I do beseech you, even at that time I may be married too.
With all my heart, so thou canst get a wife.
I thank your lordship. You have got me one. My eyes, my lord, can look as swift as yours. You saw the mistress, I beheld the maid. You loved, I loved for intermission. No more pertains to me, my lord, than you. Your fortune stood upon the casket there, and so did mine too, as the matter falls. For wooing here until I sweat again, and sweating until my very roof was dry, with oaths of love at last, if promise last, I got a promise from this fair one here, to have her love, provided that your fortune achieved her mistress.
Is this true, Nerissa?
Madam, it is, so you stand pleased withal.
And do you, Gratiano, mean good faith?
Yes, faith, my lord.
Our feast shall be much honoured in your marriage.
But who comes here? Lorenzo and his infidel?
Lorenzo and Jessica, welcome hither. If the youth of my new interest here have power to bid you welcome. By your leave, I bid my friends and countrymen, sweet Portia, welcome.
So do I, my lord. They are entirely welcome.
I thank your honour. Madam Antonio commends her to you.
Area per letter, I pray you, tell me how my good friend doth.
Not sick, my lord, unless it be in mind, nor well unless in mind. Her letter there will show you her estate.
There are some shrewd contents in yon same paper that steals the colour from Bassanio's cheek. Some dear friend dead, as nothing in the world could turn so much the constitution of any constant man. What worse and worse? With leave, Bassanio, I am half yourself, and I must freely have the half of anything that this same paper brings you.
Oh, sweet Portia, here are a few of the unpleasantest words that ever blotted paper. Gentle lady, And I did first impart my love to you. I freely told you all the wealth I had ran in my veins. I was a gentleman. And then I told you true. And you, dear lady, rating myself at nothing, you shall see how much I was a braggart. When I told you my stake was nothing, I should have told you that I was worse than nothing. For indeed I have engaged myself to a dear friend, engaged my friend to her mere enemy, to feed my means. Here is a letter, lady. The paper is the body of my friend, and every word in it a gaping wound.
Besides, it should appear that if she had the present money to discharge the Jew, he would not take it. Never did I know that a creature that would bear the shape of man, so keen and greedy to confound a man. He plies the Duke at morning and at night, and doth impeach the freedom of the state, but none can drive him from the envious plea of forfeiture of justice and his bond.
When I was with him, I had heard him swear that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value of the sum that he did. Law, authority, and power deny not. It will go hard with poor Antonio.
What sum owes she the Jew?
Me, 3,000 ducats.
What? No more. Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. Double 6,000, then treble that, before a friend of this description shall lose a hair through Bassanio's fault. First, go with me to church and call me wife, and then away to Venice and to your friend, for never shall you lie by Portia's side with an unquiet soul. You shall have gold enough to pay the petty debt 20 times over, and when it is paid, bring your true friend along. My maid Nerissa and myself, meantime, will live as maids and widows. Come away, for you shall hence upon your wedding day. Bid your friends welcome, show a merry cheer. Since you are dear brought, I will love you dear. But let me hear the letter to your friend.
Sweet Bassanio,
My ships have all miscarried. My creditors grow cruel. My estate is very low. My bond to the Jew is forfeit. And since in paying it, it is impossible I should live, all debts are cleared between you and I. If I might but see you at my death, notwithstanding, use your pleasure. If your love do not persuade you to come,
let not my letter.
Oh, love, dispatch all business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go away, I will make haste. But till I come again, no bed shall e'er be guilty of my stay, no rest be interposer twixt us twain.
Jailer, look to her. Tell not me of mercy. This is the fool that lent out money gratis. Jailer, look to her.
hear me yet, good Shylock.
I'll have my bond. Speak not against my bond. I have sworn an oath that I will have my bond. Thou calledst me dog before thou hadst the cause, but since I am a dog, beware my fangs. The Duke shall grant me justice. I do wonder, thou naughty jailer, that thou art so fond to come abroad with her at her request.
I pray thee, hear me speak.
I'll have my bond. I will not hear thee speak. I'll have my bond, and therefore speak no more. I'll not be made a soft and dull-eyed fool to shake the head, relent, and sigh, and yield to Christian intercessors. Follow not. I'll have no speaking. I will have my bond.
I'll follow him no more with bootless prayers. He seeks my life. His reason well I know. I oft delivered from his forfeitures many that have at times made moan to me. Therefore he hates me. The Duke cannot deny the cause of law, for the commodity that strangers have with us in Venice, if it be denied, will much impeach the justice of his state, since that the trade and profit of the city consisteth of all nations. These griefs and losses have so baited me that I shall hardly spare a pound of flesh tomorrow to my bloody creditor.
Madam, although I speak it in your presence, you have a noble and a true conceit.
Lorenzo, I commit into your hands the husbandry and management of my house until my lord's return. For mine own part, I have toward heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by Nerissa here, until her husband and my lord's return. There is a monastery 2 miles off, and there we will abide. I do desire you not to deny the imposition, the which my love and some necessity now lays upon you.
Madam, with all my heart, I shall obey you in all fair commands.
My people do already know my mind, and will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. And so farewell, till we shall meet again.
Fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you.
I wish your ladyship all heart's content.
I thank you for your wish, and am well pleased to wish it back on you. Fare you well, Jessica. Come, Nerissa, I have work in hand that you yet not know of. We'll see our husbands before they think of us.
Shall they see us?
They shall, Nerissa, but in such a habit that they shall think we are accomplished with that we lack. I'll hold thee any wager. When we are both recruited like young men, I'll prove the prettier fellow of the two, and wear my dagger with a braver grace, and speak between the change of man and boy with a reed voice, and turn 2 mincing steps into a manly stride, and speak a phrase like a fine bragging youth, and tell quaint lies, how honourable ladies sought my love, which I denying, they fell sick and died, and I could not do withal. Then I'll repent, and wish for all that I had not killed them. And 20 of these puny lies I'll tell, that men shall swear I have discontinued school above a 12-month. I have within my mind 1,000 raw tricks of these bragging jacks, which I will practice.
Why, shall we turn to men?
Fie, what a question's that, if thou wert near a lewd interpreter. But come, I'll tell thee all my whole device when I am in my coach, which stays for us at the park gate, and therefore haste away, for we must measure 20 miles today.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy.
I have heard your grace have taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course, but since he stands obdurate and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his.
Go on and call the Jew into the court.
He is ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Make room, and let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act, and then 'tis thought thou shalt show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. And where thou now exactest the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt only lose the forfeiture. But touched with human gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principal, glancing an eye of pity on her losses, and have of late so huddled on her back, and now to press a royal merchant down and pluck commiseration of her state from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tartars never trained to offices of tender courtesy. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Shabbat have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. You'll ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say it is my humor. Is it answered? What if my house be troubled by a rat, and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it banned? What, are you not answered yet? Some men there are love not a gaping pig. Some that are mad if they behold a cat, and others when the bagpipe sings in the nose cannot contain their urine for affection. Mistress of passions, sways it to the mood of what it likes or loathes. Now for your answer. As there is no firm reason to be rendered why he cannot abide a gaping pig, why he a harmless necessary cat, why he a woolen bagpipe but of force must yield to such inevitable shame as to offend himself, being offended, so can I give no reason, nor I will not, more than a lodged hate and a certain loathing I bear Antonio. That I follow thus a losing suit against her. Are you answered?
This is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I am not bound to please thee with my answers.
Do all men kill the things they do not love?
Hates any man the thing he would not kill.
Every offence is not a hate at first.
What? Wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray you, think you question with the Jew. You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. You may as well use question with the wolf why he have made the ewe bleat for the lamb. You may as well forbid the mountain pines to wag their high tops and to make no noise when they are fretted with the gusts of heaven. You may as well do anything most hard, as seek to soften that which what's harder his Jewish heart. Therefore I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no farther means, but with all brief and plain conveniency, let me have judgment, and the Jew his will.
Thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
Were in each 6, in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them. I would have my bond.
How shalt thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? You have among you many a purchased slave, which like your asses and your dogs and mules you use in abject and in slavish parts, because you bought them. Shall I say to you, let them be free, marry them to your heirs, why sweat they under your burdens? Let their beds be made as soft as yours, and let their palates be seasoned with such viands, and you will answer, the slaves are ours. So do I answer you. The pound of flesh which I demand of her is dearly bought. 'Tis mine, and I will have it. If you deny me, fie upon your law. There is no force in the decrees of Venice. I stand for judgment. Answer. Shall I have it?
Upon my power I may dismiss this court, unless the Bellario, a learned doctor whom I have sent for to determine this, come here today.
My lord here stays without a messenger with letters from the doctor, new come from Padua.
Bring us the letter. Call the messenger.
Oh, good cheer, Antonio. What? Courage yet? The Jew shall have my flesh, bones, blood, and all, ere thou shalt lose for me one drop of blood.
I am a tainted wether of the flock, meetest for death. The weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground, and so let me. You cannot better be employed, Bassanio, than to live still and write mine epitaph.
Came you from Padua, from Bellaria?
From both, my lord. Bellario greets your grace.
Why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly?
To cut the forfeiture from the bankrupt there.
Not on thy soul, but on thy soul, harsh Jew. Thou makest thy knife keen, but no metal can, no, not with the hangman's axe, bear half the keenness of thy sharp envy. Can no prayers pierce thee?
No, none that thou hast the wit to make.
Oh, be thou damned, inexorable dog, and for thy life let justice be accused. Thou almost makest me waver in my faith to hold opinion with Pythagoras, that souls of animals infuse themselves into the trunks of men. Thy currish spirit governed a wolf, who hanged for human slaughter, even from the gallows did his fell soul fleet, and whilst thou lay'st in thy unhallowed dam, infused itself in thee. For thy desires are wolvish, bloody, starved, and ravenous.
Till thou canst rail the seal from off my bond, thou but offends thy lungs to speak so loud. Repair thy wet, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruin. I stand here for the law.
This letter from Bellario doth commend the young and learned doctor to our court. Where is he?
He attendeth here hard by to know your answer, whether you'll admit him.
With all my heart. Some 3 or 4 of you, go give him courteous conduct to this place. Come you from old Bellaria?
I did, my lord.
You're welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds this present question in the court?
I am informed thoroughly of the cause. Which is the merchant here and which the Jew?
Antonio and old Shylock. Both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow, yet in such rule that Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful?
On what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed, for it blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His sceptre shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the heart of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. And earthly power doth show then likest gods, when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which if thou follow, this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant here.
My deeds upon my head. I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is she not able to discharge the money?
Yes. Here, I tender it for her in the court. Yea, twice the sum. If that will not suffice, I will be bound to pay 10 times over on forfeit of my hands, my head, my heart. If that will not suffice, it must appear that malice bears down truth, and I beseech you, rest once the law to your authority. To do a great right, do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil of his will.
It must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established. 'Twill be recorded for a precedent, and many an error by the same example will rush into the state. It cannot be.
Daniel, come to judgment. Yea, Daniel, O wise young judge, how I do honour thee.
I pray you let me look upon the bond.
Here it is, most reverend doctor, here it is.
Sherlock, there's thrice thy money offered thee.
An oath. An oath. I have an oath in heaven. Shall I lay perjury upon my soul? No, not for Venice.
By then this bond is forfeit, and lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh, to be by him cut off nearest the merchant's heart. Be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid, according to the tenor, it doth appear you are a worthy judge. You know the law. Your exposition hath been most sound. I charge you by the law whereof you are a well-deserving pillar. Proceed to judgment. By my soul, I swear, there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily, I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then, thus it is. You must prepare your bosom for his knife.
Oh, noble judge. Oh, excellent young man.
For the intent and purpose of the law have full relation to the penalty, which here appeareth due upon the bond.
'Tis very true. O wise and upright judge, how much more elder art thou than thy looks?
Therefore lay bare your bosom.
Ay, her breast. So says the bond, doth it not, noble judge? Nearest her heart. Those are the very words.
It is so. Are there balance here to weigh the flesh?
I have them ready.
And have you some surgeon, Shylock, on your charge, to stop her wounds lest she do bleed to death?
Is it so nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed, but what of that? 'Twere good you do so much for charity.
I cannot find it. 'Tis not in the bond.
You, merchant, have you anything to say?
But little. I am armed and well prepared. Oh, give me your hand, Bassanio. Fare you well. Grieve not that I am fallen for you. For here, Fortune shows herself more kind than is her custom. It is still her use to let the wretched woman outlive her wealth, to view with hollow eye and wrinkled brow an age of poverty, from which lingering penance of such misery does she cut me off. Commend me to your honourable wife. Tell her the process of Antonio's end. Say how I loved you. Speak me fair in death. And when the tale is told, bid her be judge whether Bassanio had not once a love. Repent but you that you shall lose your friend, and she repents not that she pays your debt. For if the Jew do cut but deep enough, I'll pay it presently with all my heart.
Antonio, I am married to a wife, which is as dear to me as life itself. But life itself, my wife, and all the world are not with me esteemed above thy life. I would lose all. I sacrificed them all here to this devil to deliver you.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that if she were by to hear you make that offer.
I have a wife whom I protest I love. I would she were in heaven, so she could entreat some power to change this currish Jew.
'Tis well you offer it behind her back. The wish would make else an unquiet house.
These be the Christian husbands. I have a daughter. Would any of the stock of Barabbas had been her husband rather than a Christian? We trifle time. I pray thee, pursue sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most rightful judge.
And you must cut this flesh from off her breast. The law allows it and the court awards it.
Most learned judge, a sentence. Come, prepare.
Tarry a little, there is something else. This bond doth give thee here no jot of blood. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, take thou thy pound of flesh, but if, in the cutting, thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are by the lords of Venice confiscate unto the state of Venice.
Oh, upright judge, mark Jew, oh learned judge.
Is that the law?
Thyself shalt see the act, for as thou urgest justice, be assured, thou shalt have justice, more than thou desirest.
Oh learned judge, mark Jew, a learned judge.
I take this offer then. Pay the bond thrice and let the Christian go.
Here is the money.
Stop. The Jew shall have all justice. Stop, no haste. He shall have nothing but the penalty.
Oh Jew, an upright judge, a learned judge.
Therefore, prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less nor more than just a pound of flesh. If thou cuttest more or less than just a pound, be it so much as make it light or heavy in the substance, or in the division of the 20th part of one poor scruple, nay, if the scale do turn on but the estimation of a hair, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscate.
A second Daniel, a Daniel Jew. Now, infidel, I have you on the hip.
Why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me my principle and let me go.
I have it ready for thee. Here it is.
He hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bond.
Daniel, still I say, a second Daniel. I thank thee, Jew, for teaching me that word.
Shall I not have barely my principle?
Thou shalt have nothing but the forfeiture, to be so taken at thy peril, Jew.
Why then the devil give her good of it? I'll stay no longer, question.
Tarry, Jew. The law hath yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice, if it be proved against an alien, that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of any citizen, the part against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods. The other half comes to the privy coffer of the state, and the offender's life lies at the mercy of the Duke only, against all other voice. In which predicament I say thou standest, for it appears by manifest proceedings, that indirectly, and directly too, thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant, and thou hast incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed. Down, therefore, and beg the mercy of the Duke.
Beg that thou mayst have leave to hang thyself, and yet thy wealth being forfeit to the state, thou hast not left the value of a cord. Therefore thou must be hanged at the state's charge.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirits. I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth it is Antonio's. The other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive unto a fine.
Aye, for the state, not for Antonio.
Nay, take my life and all. Pardon not that. You take my house when you do take the prop that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
Halter gratis, nothing else, for God's sake.
So please, my lord the Duke and all the court, to quit the fine for one half of his goods, I am content. So he will let me have the other half in use, to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. 2 things provided more: that for this favour he presently become a Christian. The other, that he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
You shall do this, or else I do recant the pardon that I have late pronounced here.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Clerk, Draw a deed of gift.
I pray you, give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me, and I will sign it.
Get thee gone, but do it.
In christening shalt thou have 2 godfathers. Had I been judge, thou shouldst have had 10 more, to bring thee to the gallows, not the font.
Most worthy gentlemen, I and my friend have by your wisdom been this day acquitted of grievous penalties. In lieu whereof 3,000 ducats, due unto the Jew, we freely cope your courteous pains withal.
And stand indebted over and above in love and service to you evermore.
He is well paid that is well satisfied, and I, delivering you, am well satisfied, and therefore do account myself well paid. My mind was never yet more mercenary. I pray you, know me when we meet again. I wish you well, and so I take my leave.
Dear sir, of force I must attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us, as a tribute, not as a fee. Grant me 2 things, I pray you, not to deny me and to pardon me.
You press me far, and therefore I will yield. And give me your gloves. I'll wear them for your sake. And for your love, I'll take this ring from you. Do not draw back your hand. I'll take no more, and you in love shall not deny me this.
This ring, good sir. Alas, it is a trifle. I will not shame myself to give you this.
I will have nothing else but only this. And now methinks I have a mind to it.
There's more depends on this than on the valley. The dearest ring in Venice will I give you, and find it out by proclamation. Only for this, I pray you pardon me.
I see, sir, you are liberal in offers. You taught me first to beg, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar must be answered.
Good sir, this ring was given me by my wife, and when she put it on, she made me vow that I should neither sell nor lose nor give it.
That excuse serves many men to save their gifts. And if your wife be not a mad woman, and know how well I have deserved that ring, she would not hold out enemy for ever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
My Lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Let his deservings and my love withal be valued against your wife's commandment.
Go, Gratiano. Run and overtake him. Give him this ring, and bring him, if thou canst, on to Antonio's house. Oh wait, make haste. Come. You and I will thither presently, and in the morning early we will both fly toward Belmont. Come, Antonio.
Inquire the Jew's house out, give him this deed and let him sign it. We'll away tonight and be a day before our husband's home. This deed will be well welcome to Lorenzo.
Fair sir, you are well o'erta'en. My Lord Bassanio, upon more advice, hath sent you here this ring, and doth entreat your company at dinner.
That cannot be. His ring I do accept most thankfully, and so I pray you tell him. Furthermore, I pray you show my youth old Sherlock's house.
That I will do.
Sir, I would speak with you. I'll see if I can get my husband's ring, which I did make him swear to keep forever.
Thou mayest, I warrant. We shall have them old swearing they did give these rings away to men. But we'll outface them, and outswear them too. Away, make haste, thou knowest where I would harry.
Come, good sir, will you show me to this house?
The moon shines bright, and such a night as this, when the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees and they did make no noise. In such a night, Troilus, methinks, mounted the Trojan walls, and sighed his soul toward the Grecian tents where Cressid lay that night.
In such a night did Thisbe fearfully overtip the dew, and saw the lion's shadow ere himself, and ran dismayed away.
In such a night stood Dido with a willow in her hand, upon the wild sea banks, and waft her love to come again to Carthage.
In such a night Medea gathered the enchanted herb that did renew old Aeson.
In such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew, and with an unthrift love did run from Venice as far as Belmont.
In such a night did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, stealing her soul from many vows of faith and never a true one.
Ah, in such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love, and he forgave it her.
I would outnight you, did nobody come. Sweet soul, let us in, and there expect their coming.
That light we see is burning in my hall. How far the little candle throws his beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world.
When the moon shone, we did not see the candle.
So doth the greater glory dim the less. A substitute shines brightly as a king unto the king is by, and then his state empties itself, as doth an inland brook into the main of waters.
That is the voice, or I am much deceived, of Portia.
He knows me as the blind man knows the cuckoo by the bad voice.
Dear lady, welcome home.
We have been praying for our husband's health, which speed we hope the better for our words. Are they returned?
Madam, they are not yet, but there is come a messenger before to signify their coming.
Go in, Nerissa. Give order to my servants that they take no note at all of our being absent hence. Nor you, Lorenzo, Jessica, nor you.
Your husband is at hand, I hear his trumpet. We are no telltales, madam, fear you not.
This night, methinks, is but the daylight sick. It looks a little paler. 'Tis a day, such a day, when the sun is hid.
We should hold day with the Antipodes, if you would walk in absence of the sun.
Let me give light, but let me not be light. For a light wife doth make a heavy husband, and never be Bassanio for me. But God sought all, you are welcome home, my lord.
I thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is she. This is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound.
You should in all sense be much bound to her, for as I hear, she was much bound for you.
No more than I am well acquitted of.
Madam, you are very welcome to our house. It must appear in other ways than words, therefore I scant this breathing courtesy.
By yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong. In faith, I gave it to the judge's clerk. Would he were Gelt that had it, for my part, since you do take it, love so much at heart.
A quarrel, ho, already? What's the matter?
About a hoop of gold, a paltry ring that she did give me, whose posy was for all world like cutler's poetry upon a knife. Love me and leave me not.
Talk you of the posy or the value? You swore to me when I did give it you that you would wear it till your hour of death, and that it should lie with you in your grave. Though not for me, yet for your vehement oaths you should have been respected and have kept it. Gave it to judge's clerk. No, God's my judge, the clerk will ne'er wear hair on's face that had it.
He will, and if he live to be a man.
I, if a woman live to be a man.
Now, by this hand, I gave it to a youth, a kind of boy, a little scrubbed boy, no higher than thyself, the judge's clerk, a prating boy that begged it as a fee. I could not for my heart deny it him.
You were to blame. I must be plain with you. To part so slightly with your wife's first gift, a thing stuck with oaths upon your finger, and so riveted with faith unto your flesh. I gave my love a ring, and made him swear never to part with it, and here he stands. I dare be sworn for him, he would not leave it, nor pluck it from his finger, for all the wealth the world masters. Now in faith, Gratiano, you give your wife too unkind a cause of grief, and 'twere me, I should be mad about it.
Why, I were best to cut my left hand off and swear I lost the ring defending it.
My lord Bassanio gave his ring away unto the judge that begged it, and indeed deserved it too. And then the boy, his clerk, that took some pains in writing, he begged mine, and neither man nor master would take aught but the 2 rings.
What ring gave you, my lord? Not that, I hope, which you received from me.
If I could add a lie unto a fault, I would deny it, but you see, my finger hath not the ring upon it. It is gone.
Even so void is your false heart of truth. By heaven, I will ne'er come into your bed until I see the ring.
nor I in yours, till I again see mine.
Sweet Portia, if you did know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, and would conceive for what I gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring, when naught would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
If you had known the virtue of the ring, or half her worthiness that gave the ring, or your own honour to contain the ring, you would not then have parted with the ring. What man is there so much unreasonable, if you had pleased to have defended it with any terms of zeal, wanted the modesty to urge a thing held as a ceremony? Nerissa teaches me what to believe. I'll die for it. But some woman had the ring.
No, by my honour, madam, by my soul, no woman had it but a civil doctor, which did refuse 3,000 ducats of me and begged the ring, the which I did deny him and suffered him to go displeased away, even he that did uphold the very life of my dear friend. What should I say, sweet lady? I was enforced to send it after him. I was beset with shame and courtesy. My honour would not let ingratitude so much besmear it. Pardon me, good lady, for by these blessed candles of the night, had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give the worthy doctor.
Let not that doctor e'er come near my house, since he hath got the jewel that I loved, and that which you did swear to keep for me. I will become as liberal as you. I'll not deny him anything I have, no, not my body, not my husband's bed. Know him I shall. I am well sure of it. Lie not a night from home. Watch me like Argus, if you do not. If I be left alone, now by mine honour, which is yet mine own, I'll have that doctor for my bedfellow.
And I his clerk. Therefore be well advised how you do leave me to mine own protection.
Well, do you so? Let not me take him then, for if I do, I'll mar the young clerk's pen.
I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels.
Madam, grieve you not, you are welcome notwithstanding.
Portia, forgive me this enforced wrong, and in the hearing of these many friends, I swear to thee, even by thine own fair eyes, wherein I see myself.
Oh, mark you but that. In both my eyes he doubly sees himself, in each eye one. Swear by your double self, there's an oath of credit.
Nay, but hear me. Pardon this fault, and by my soul I swear I never more will break an oath with thee.
I once did lend my body for his wealth, which, but for him that had your husband's ring, had quite miscarried. I dare be bound again, my soul upon the forfeit, that your lord will never more break faith advisedly.
Then you shall be his surety. Give him this. Bid him keep it better than the other.
Here, Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring.
By heaven, it is the same I gave the doctor.
I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio, but by this ring the doctor lay with me.
And pardon me, my gentle Gratiano, for that same scrubbed boy, the doctor's clerk, in lieu of this last night, did lie with me.
Why? This is like the mending of highways in summer, where the ways are fair enough. What, are we cuckolds ere we have deserved it?
Speak not so grossly. You are all amazed. Here is a letter. Read it at your leisure. It comes from Padua, from Bellario. There you shall find that Portia was the doctor, Nerissa here her clerk. Lorenzo here shall witness I set forth as soon as you, and even but now returned. I have not yet entered my house. Antonio, you are welcome, and I have better news in store for you than you expect. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find 3 of your argosies are richly come to harbour suddenly. You shall not know by what strange accident I chanced on this letter.
I am dumb.
Were you the doctor, and I knew you not?
Were you the clerk that is to make me cuckold?
Aye, but the clerk that never means to do it unless he live until he be a man.
Sweet doctor, you shall be my bedfellow, When I am absent, then lie with my wife.
Oh, sweet lady, you have given me life and living. For here I read for certain that my ships are safely come to road.
And now, Lorenzo, my clerk has some good comforts for you too.
Aye, and I'll give them him without a fee. There do I give to you and Jessica from the rich Jew a special deed of gift after his death of all he dies possessed of.
Fair ladies, you drop manna in the way of starved people.
It is almost morning, and yet I am sure you are not satisfied of all these events at full. Let us go in, and charge us thereupon interrogatories, and we will answer all things faithfully.
Let it be so. The first interrogatory that my Nerissa shall be sworn on is, whether till the next night she had rather stay, or go to bed now, being 2 hours today. But were the day come, I should wish it dark, that I were couching with the doctor's clerk. Well, while I live, I'll fear no other thing, so sore as keeping safe Nerissa's ring.